Direct Sales with Rich Norton. I'm excited to share some wonderful experiences that I've had in this industry and some training for you that's going to help you to be a star in this business. So people will ask, what am I going to do? What do I need to do to become successful in this industry? Well, you have to make a decision. That's step one. I'm going to make a decision that I'm going to have success in this industry, and I'm going for it. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to develop confidence. Okay, this is a key word right here, because a lot of times when people come in to the field of selling, they lack a lot of self-confidence, and that's natural. That kind of comes with the territory, especially if you've not done direct sales, or maybe you're channeling and you're transitioning from retail selling over into direct selling. You're going to a high level of selling. So it's important that you understand that confidence plays an important part when it comes to having success in this industry. So the question comes up, how do I develop confidence? How do I get to that level where I can walk into a business for the very first time, or a home, whatever you're selling, for the very first time, or in front of a big group for the very first time, and be confident? Well, sometimes in order to be confident, you just have to simply act confident. But you've got to get to know what you are selling. You've got to get to know your product. You need the information so you can have more knowledge, because knowledge equals confidence. The more you get to know what you're selling, the more confidence that you're going to have. So this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Whatever you're selling. I know a lot of people are watching that are in the merchant service industry, and they talk about all the different areas, and sometimes they get overwhelmed with all the different products and all the different services. But you want to get to know the elements so you can get confident when you're out there prospecting, when you're out there selling. For example, let's say you're meeting a merchant or a customer or a client for the very first time. What do you say in the beginning? What is your approach? It's important that you have a script, but it's also important that you don't make it sound like a script. Now, when you're first going in and meeting someone for the very first time, and you're getting to know this product and the service that you're selling, and you get that opener down, in the beginning, let's be quite frank, you're probably not going to be very good at it. That kind of goes with the territory. I remember when I first started in my industry, and the first couple times I did it, the first days, the first weeks, the first months, I was probably pretty terrible. And I remember using filler words like and and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, you know. And back then we didn't have a lot of video, but people would tell me that. And we would have different training classes. I remember doing this back in the book business, where we would have a big training class, and the way we would get people to overcome that, as they were speaking, every time they said everybody else that was sitting there would say That taught them. It was annoying as you know what. Every time they said all the rest of the people in the class would say, we know. And people would do it without even knowing that they were doing it. They would say, give a presentation, and they'd say, and everybody go, we know. Or they'd say, they go, and that would cure people of doing that. It would certainly reduce that, because I've seen people do that a lot. So you really want to work on your approach from the beginning, because what you're doing is you're setting the tone when you're meeting people for a very first time. So in order, as I said, in order to be confident, you have to act confident. So what you're doing is you're preparing your mind, you're preparing your insides to be very, very confident. For example, before you meet a prospect, you should give yourself a pep talk. I'm great, man. I'm awesome. Watch out, prospects. Here Rich Norton comes. And then you practice that. What is the sports people, what do they do before they play a big game? They don't just go out to the court and just start playing. They don't just go out in the football field. They stretch, they practice, they rehearse, they go through drills, they get themselves ready. It's the same thing in sales. You have to prepare. You got to prepare your mind, your heart, your enthusiasm. Practice as you're going out meeting people for the very first time. And give yourself that motivational pep talk. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to do awesome today. Watch out, prospects. Here I come. And then when you get out there, a couple things that will help you. Talk loud and distinctly. Clarity destroys skepticism. You do not want to be the mealy-mouthed salesperson that talks real soft where people will be like, what? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear what you said. You want to talk loud and distinctly. You also want to have good eye contact, very important. The eyes are the mirror to the soul. When you're meeting people, it's very important that you stare at them right in their eyes. Develop that strong eye contact. Why do we say that? Because that's building trust. Very, very important. Also important that you smile. Practice this. If you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. Do that in the mirror. Practice this. Overcome that skepticism. Good eye contact, being sincere, being strong, being genuine. This is how we develop more confidence. And when we're speaking to prospects, they are going to respond to that. So practice, practice, practice. Get the knowledge down. Knowledge equals confidence. Practice your presentation. Here's what you should be doing. You should get other people that are in your industry, and you should call them up, and you should rehearse, and you should do role playing back and forth with each other. You should say, hey, I'm going to give my opener to you, and I want you to do some role playing. You can give me some objections. You can ask me a few questions. Whatever it might be, I want you to work with me. This is things that you should definitely be doing. If you can't do it in person, do it over the phone. If you can, now we got all this technology, do it on a Zoom call. Do it through a video. Practice. Video yourself. Record yourself. Listen to yourself. Ask these questions. Do I sound monotone? Do I sound enthusiastic? Do I sound like I believe in what I'm doing? Do I sound excited about what I'm doing? And do I sound confident? Work on that. The more you do it, the better you're going to become. And the better you become, the more confident you become. And this comes with time. So I promise you, for all of you that are new out there in direct selling, and you're saying, I'm not getting out there in the field until I know exactly everything. You know what's going to happen? You'll never get out in the field because you'll never know exactly what it takes. You won't know everything. You got to get out there and you got to fail. You got to make mistakes. You have to overcome all that. Forget about that. Get out in the field and just make it happen. I promise you in the beginning, you won't be very good. But you know what? If you make the calls and you keep going, you will stumble across sales. It'll just happen. You will run into Mr. or Mrs. Anybody can write me up. They're out there. Sometimes people are so bad and they talk too much and they'll talk them right out of it. You don't want to do that. Keep it simple. Even a blind squirrel will eventually find a nut if they keep looking. All right, so that's what you have to understand. Keep plugging away and you're going to keep getting better. So practice, remember that part, practice. Knowledge equals confidence, practice. And the next thing is you're going to prepare. The more you prepare, but don't over-prepare, which I just talked about, you're going to be preparing yourself for success. For example, you should know exactly where you're going to be working. If you're in direct sales, you should never, ever, ever fly by the seat of your pants. You should know exactly what your schedule is. Because if you're flying by the seat of your pants, you are living what we call a stressful life. And people can see that when you're meeting them. It's written all over your face. Don't ever do that. Know exactly where you're going to be going. You should have, at the very least, you should have an appointment book and you should have everything written out. What am I doing today? What's my schedule going to be like? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's part of being prepared, because the more prepared that you are, the more confident that you're going to be. So confidence is very important when it comes to having success in the field of direct selling. So take what I've talked about here today. Knowledge equals confidence. Practice your presentation and be prepared. Take all of that together, apply yourself with your amazing personality, and just go out and meet some prospects. If you do that, no secret formula, you will have great success. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next session. Hey, it's Rich Norton with the super crew of Payrock. Thank you for tuning in to my show. I hope all the things that we're teaching you are very, very helpful. Whatever field of selling that you're in, go out and make it happen. I've had many, many people reach out to me as we've been filming these shows, and also through all the other videos and all the different events that we've been doing, inquiring about what we do. And they're saying, man, you've got a lot of successful people all around the country. You're talking about residual income, you're talking about traveling, you're talking about having an abundant life and making it happen. I want to do that type of direct sales. Do you have opportunities with your company? The answer to that question is yes, we do. We certainly do. Our division is called the Super Crew of Payrock. We're the fastest growing processor in the whole country. Our group is the #1 group of Payrock, and I have a passion, as you have seen, to motivate, train, and help people to reach their full potential. We have representatives all around the country that are earning crazy amounts of income, residual income. This business is as big as you want it to be. Somebody told me years ago, if you want to build wealth, get into a business where you're earning residual income. So if you're that type of person and you want to find out more, we have opportunities available. To see if you qualify, reach out to me. You can call me on my phone number. My phone number is 904-434-4635. You can email me at payrockrichnorton@gmail.com. You'll see it right on the screen here, and perhaps you could qualify for this wonderful opportunity.